Hi, everybody. This is your stay at home grandma, and I am so staying at home. Not feeling too good today. I've been up, I've done a little bit of laundry. I'm going to go down to my craft room, do a little bit of things, and then I'm going to take a shower and go back to bed. But I'm just kind of in there. But I did get the. But I want to talk about these aliens, okay? Because, and I had this. I want to talk about these aliens because, okay, because everybody's been talking about them for years, and the government has poo-pooed it. Okay. So my thing is, okay, several things, okay. What did they know about them? Okay, and how long did they know? And knowing our government the way I know our government, okay, they probably knew as long as we knew, or we thought we knew. I've never seen an alien. I think I've seen a ship once, but I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying? But this whole thing has got me perplexed. Well, I'll never make the Celtics, that's for sure. Because I'm just wondering, because I didn't hear any of the, and I guess I need to try to go back and listen to them because I didn't hear it. I just heard it from when I was reading the news and stuff like that. So they didn't, speak on it like that. But well, well, this is like some kind of T-shirt, I guess. What is this now? Oh, okay. Oh, my sweater, just a sweater. It's gonna go in the wash. So over in the chair because I gotta wash another load of clothes. So anyway, I'm like, um, okay, so people, I guess then people who have been misjudged because they've said that they've seen aliens and that they've had alien encounters, okay, now can be credited. Hey, Mobs, how you doing? What's up? How you feeling, girl? Oh, so then now they're credited, okay, and people who got abducted by aliens can now, that might be a mess because if some people have been abducted, and the government poo-pooed it, they might be able to go back and sue the government now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether they're still alive because this has been years ago, I think. But I've never actually paid attention to it. And it's not like I didn't believe it because I believe that there's truth in everything. Okay. Um, are there fairies and elves and stuff? Who knows? Okay. Some people see fairies, some people don't. Just because I don't, that doesn't mean that it's not true for the other person. However, okay, there's always a logical theory. So I thought, because I was always taught think theory, think logic. Okay. But there's just so much going on in the world. And the older you get, the more that you perceive that you can be lied to. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We're gonna be fighting aliens now or what? And what's funny about it is, since the federal government has now acknowledged that, okay, nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody's just kind of, at least, and I can't say that because I don't go out in a circle of a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean? My circle is very, very small. All of us are busy. We call each other from time to time, but we're old, so we're old school. So we have dinner once a month or something like that. But so I haven't talked to my circle of people. I did talk to my daughter, and she reminded me of my son who's now passed on, um, theories and things like that. And my son used to talk to me all the time about different things, and I always paid attention to him, even when he was little. He would talk about, like, flying saucers and things like that, which he had never seen until he got grown and he saw one. But then I think I saw one too. But then I saw it up in the sky and everything like that. It looked odd, but then again, what do I know about what belongs in the sky? You tell me something about somebody's brain. That's what I studied. Okay. I was a school psychologist. I was a psychologist for years, and I had a private practice too. But you tell me something about somebody's brain, I can tell you what might formulate, what might be, what not might not be. But when we're talking about those kind of people that study the earth and the sky and all that kind of stuff are geniuses, way beyond my comprehension. But all I know is that the federal government has now acknowledged it. So, and I do know this much. The federal government, usually when they acknowledge something, something is about to happen. So we're about to have a thunderstorm. We've been having them every day, which takes the pressure off, the heat and stuff like that. But we've been having thunderstorms every day. But then I'm just wondering, like I said, what's about to happen now? And what should we be prepared for? Because I just can't. And I really, like I said, have to go back into the dialogue and listen to what they said and everything like that. And I'm sure it's somewhere on YouTube or something like that. And I will look for it and I will listen to it and stuff like that. But, usually when they say something, they're about to do something or somebody's about to do something. So who knows? Yeah, I know. I know. We we live in a small town. And when I first moved here, every time we had a bad blizzard, which was not that much because I'm at the tip of the south, but when we did get blizzards, snowstorms, and when we did have like lightning and thunder, our lights would immediately go out. It hasn't done that so far, so good. So, but it used to. So I just keep candles and all kinds of things around. How you doing, Diaz? What's up? I'm just sitting. I'm not feeling too good today, so I'm in the bed. I'm gonna get up, do this other little laundry, go downstairs. My husband's fixing something to eat. You know what? Let me tell you about this iced coffee. I used to go when I was working. I used to go to Starbucks every day, get a cup of coffee, and get paper. Then when I retired, because of the stroke and stuff like that, I didn't drink coffee for about 6 months to a year, which was really hard on me. But then I started drinking coffee. So about once or twice a month, I would go to Starbucks and get myself one of those caramel fraps or something like that. Well, when we had the fire and we moved into this temporary house, I decided I was going to buy, because I have Mr. Coffee, the coffee maker. I decided I was going to buy the whole contraption where it does everything, all the coffee, tea, hot water, cold water, and it also blends, makes the frap. So that's what I have. So this is a sugar candy, no sugar cane, sugar something coffee, and I've been making iced coffee and the fraps and everything like that. So I told my granddaughter, because she likes Starbucks, I said, I bet you I can make one better than that. She said, if it is, I'm just coming over to the house and let you make them for me. She said, because $5 the cup is kind of stupid. I said, yeah, and especially when I got all kinds of coffee, because I get them to review and stuff like that. People send me stuff all the time. Half the people I don't even know, and then they don't put anything in, so I'll still review it. If you all know, you'll see a lot of things, and I'll tell you that I'll still review it, but you know, whatever. But yeah, it is delicious, and I have like tweaked it the way I want it, put little things in it and stuff like that. I've been messing with it. Yeah, I made that. The lampshade over there, I made that, and that's actually just got an electric light bulb to it. I don't know what you see when it came on. It's got an electric light, not an battery operated light bulb. Starting. I got this little lamp right here. I got a. Hey Tiffany, how you doing? This is a lamp, and I gotta charge it. And this is also a battery operated light. And the reason why I got them is because even though they don't, our lights don't go out, they just might, and I still need light for something. But yeah, Starbucks is just too expensive. Mm, it's hot everywhere. How's Mike, Tiffany? Tell him I said hi. If I well, my doctor probably won't give it to me until after the first of the year. But if she does, then I can fly. I'm coming up to California to see my cousin. So I would like to see you and Mike too. Yeah, don't wake him up. Just tell him I said hi, and I'm always thinking about him, always praying for him. You know, he's been through an ordeal. It's not fun, you know. But the thing is that I like about him, he presses on. You know, he presses on. But yeah, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna try to come out to California. I want to go I want to go to three places. I'm going home to Massachusetts, which isn't far. But my friend of mine, we're driving up together, and we're gonna rent a hotel, and we're gonna go to Massachusetts, and then see some of my family, and stop in Connecticut along the way, stop in New York, see some of my family in Connecticut, see some of my family down the Cape, and then we're going to go to Maine. I have a girlfriend that has a cabin in Maine. We're not going to stay with her. We're going to stay in a hotel, but we're going to have lobster because my friend has never had a Maine lobster before, and then we're going to come home. So that's my first trip. This got to be the first long trip that I've taken since I've had the stroke. Then my doctor says if I, keep my biggest thing right now, my biggest issue is my feet swell. Okay. And if I sit for long periods of time. So we're trying to combat that because if I fly, okay, then I'm going to be sick for a long period of time because I want to go to California and then I want to go to Belize. Okay. Now, the reason to go to California is because I want to visit my family, a family in California. I have a cousin who, their mother, they're my second cousins, but their mother was my first cousin, and their mother was like my big sister. She took me everywhere. She did everything with me, taught me how to wear makeup, all that kind of stuff, because she had all boys. So it was me and my cousin Florian, who was at my birthday party. She's in New York, and we were her little girls. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure. I have to try to tell you. I'll get more information and stuff like that. Because I mean, if I'm going, I have to start, getting ready. It takes me a while. It has always taken me a while to just mentally charge myself. You know what I mean? To get ready to go someplace because I'm so used to being home, even when I was working and stuff like that. And I would go on things and I have to do workshops and things like that. I had to prepare myself mentally. You know what I mean? I think Diaz probably feels the same way I do about that, because home is just my home. And I try to make it as nice for me as possible. Everybody else, hey. But I mean, it's my home. And I try to make it as comfortable as possible. You know what I mean? I really, really do. But yeah, so when I do, I'll get all his information. In fact, when we say good night to each other every day. So when I get ready to close my Facebook down, I'll ask him what part of California he's in. You know. So anyway, back to the little alien thing. I don't even have a theory about it. I mean, because like I said, when people, I've never seen one. I have never. I think I saw a spaceship. I'm not sure. I just kind of looked and said, "What the hell is that?" You know what I mean? But And in fact, I called, Joey was alive then, and I called Joey and I said, Joey, I said, I think I saw a spaceship. And of course, Joe, he was like, what did it look like? Did it make any funny noises? I'm like, I don't know. I just saw this really strange object in the sky, and it's usually not there, but it could be a very, very good explanation for it that I don't have any understanding of. So then Joey was telling me about spaceships and how they looked, and how you could tell that there was a spaceship rather than a regular, airplane or something like that. Who knew? But he did. So he told me. So I said, well, anything's possible. Well, I don't know whether you know it or not, Diaz, but the government just, I think in the last week or so, Tiffany, if you heard it, correct me if I'm wrong. In the last week or so, the government just made it known that there are aliens and things like that. So, when the government says it, which we already kind of knew because of Roswell, that maybe that might be the thing. I've never been to Roswell, so I don't know, but other people have, and a lot of the people who flew out in space were saying certain things. So now the government's admitting it. So my problem is, think about this, okay? Whenever the government says something, something's about to happen. Now, be very clear to me that I'm not afraid of anything or anything like that. Or, I'm not thinking that the little aliens are going to come down and they're going to attack us or anything like that. However, the government's left out some things, I'm sure. And like I said, I haven't heard all the dialogue. I'll probably try to go to Facebook or, I only read a piece of a news article. So I'm going to, read it and try to comprehend it because, again, if they're talking about space, they're talking about something. Yeah, they're talking about something that I have no knowledge of. Yeah. Well, they always give you just enough, you know. I mean, whenever the only war, that I can remember, okay, because I can only remember the like Vietnam War and the Middle Eastern wars and stuff like that. But the only war that they had unannounced that they went in completely just immediately was when 9/11 hit. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I know that is because I come from a military family. Everybody except my dog was in the military, except for me, and my cousin Dory, my cousin Claire, a lot of my female cousins were in the military as well, but I wasn't. I was going to go, but I was only 17, and my mother said, when you turn 18, you can go. But I went to college, so there. But they only released just enough just to keep us. I just really, and this particular government right now, they're so busy arguing back and forth that they'll go miss the boat anyway. You know what I mean? The Republicans and the Democrats are both just really, they argue like women. In fact, they don't even argue like us. All right, they just completely they're petty. I think that that's what I wonder too, why they are now releasing this information when they've had it for years. So I don't know whether somebody put a tickle under there and said, okay, you better release this information. So again, there's more to it. But see, what they have to understand, they're not dealing with people who are our age. You're not as old as I am, Diaz, and I know you're not, Tiffany. Mops, I don't know where you're at, but I know you're not either. But I'm just saying, for us, the older Americans, the senior citizens, senior citizens, because I'm 75, okay? You know, we have been complacent with the government and a whole bunch of things. They're dealing with these young people. Young people, smart young people, pay attention. Okay? They're not going to take what we took. It's a whole different ball of wax, and it's a different generation. So my feeling is like this. I have not really. I've been watching YouTube, and I've been watching the thrifting channels. You know, that they thrift and redo furniture and stuff like that. I watch when I do watch my regular, which I have Roku. Okay, I watch the cooking channel, any of the cooking channels. I have a whole matter of fact. Let me tell you, I have a whole. I have Hulu. I have Netflix, Prime Video, Tu- Tubi. I'm switching them. Tubi, which I've never actually watched. I have Peacock, which is free. I have YouTube. I watch that every day. Hulu. I'm waiting for, oh my God, Only Murders in the Building. Now, that's what I was watching. It's coming on August the 8th. I love that. Okay. I love that. Okay. I watch the Acorn channel. I watch the Roku channel. Now, these are my food channels. Okay. I watch Paramount occasionally. This is iFood, Food on the Go. This is so yummy. Okay. I do have Crafty and I do have the Craft. I have Taste Made. I have the Food channel. I have Southern Food. I have Tasty again. I have Copycat Recipes. I have the the Chinese channel, the Chinese recipe channel. I have DIY channel, Indian food, Chinese food again. I have Philo, which also is all the cooking channels. And I have the One Pot Chef, the iFood Thai. I have Craft Smart, Cooking Panda, Martha Stewart's TV, iFood Baking, Vegetable Garden, and Culinary School. That's me. So I'm not really watching any movies right now. I tried to watch, okay. Yeah, I love the cooking show. I did try to watch, okay, with Jamie Foxx, they cloned Tyrone. But in talking to my son a couple of years ago, he was talking about cloning. And so it just got to be, it was kind of silly to me at first. But then when they started going to it, I always, because I'm a psychologist, even though I'm retired, I always go deeper. And I'm like, maybe there's some truth to this. I'm sure there is. Okay, so I just left it alone. But when I watch the movies, I'll try to put them up so that we can watch them together. But now I'm waiting for Only Murders in the Building, and that's on Hulu. And that is so good. And now that they're having Meryl Streep in it, I'm done. I'm glad he's doing better too. Yeah, I didn't like it because of all the cussing and everything like that. But I think that they made it and it was kind of silly in a sense. But I think that they did that as not to address what the real problem is. Because apparently people are going around saying they're cloning people. So who knows what the federal government's doing? Who knows what they're doing? And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to know. I don't want to know because there isn't a thing I can do about it. But I'm glad he's doing better too. But they say that that's not him. Who knows? Who really, really knows? I wish Michael was awake, Tiffany, because he could probably tell us a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Years ago, and I'm talking years ago, when I was newly married and my husband was in the service, and my mother told me, Do not buy meat from the regular stores. Always buy your meat from the butcher, or you go to like a grocery store that you know and trust. Okay, so that's just been. And I asked her why, and she said because she said the other meat that they have, and it's true. They have GMO meat and stuff like that. I mean, mm-mm. I like to grow my own vegetables. I didn't do a lot of growing this year because you all know that I'm not in my house. I'm in a temporary house right now. So, and I have a few things, and I actually they're doing good because it's raining every day here, and then sun's out hot and everything like that. So I've got 2 hot peppers growing, and some tomatoes which are getting really high, and I'll do some fall things like collard greens and kale and stuff like that. But I didn't do a whole bunch of it's because it's been too hot too. But I have, I mean, my mother always told me, you grow your own vegetables and everything like that. She said, because, and it's true. When I first moved from Massachusetts to Delaware, this was all farm country. Okay. All farm country. They had farms that you could go to, you could buy things. We still have farms, but not like we did. They made a whole, like I want to call it like yeah, and the prices are ridiculous. They had a whole, they made a place called Bear, Delaware, which at that particular time was just all farmland. Now in that place, there's like fast food things and supermarkets and all that other kind of stuff. This was all country, which is why I liked it. And I mean, I'm still in that country part. They can't do anything to Delaware City. They can't. They've tried, and they just can't. But little by little, because of the way it's done, and because we're actually, what do you call it? Because we have our own mayor and everything too. So, but I forget what they call it when it's a separate city, but part of the city, because we pay state taxes, but all of our other taxes and stuff are put in right here. So our taxes haven't gone up like other people's have. So that's why I like it here. I like it because the people look out for you and stuff like that too. you know. But yeah, the food changed drastically and stuff like that. That's why I tell people you have to start getting back into coupons. You have to go on things like Fetch, and they're all on my page. You can go and Fetch and stuff like that, and then you can get your, when you put in all your receipts and stuff like that, you get all kinds of cards. You can get one for Amazon. You can get one for, I can't think of all of them now. Just different cards. Joann's Fabric, whatever you want, like $5, $10, $25, and I think $50 was the highest. Okay, you have to go back in the coupons. You're gonna have to pay attention because there are ways to save money. It's just that they've made us so busy. Okay, you can go on my page and I get something and then you get something for joining. Fetch is one, and I think the other one's down there. If they're not, I'm going to redo my page next weekend where Fetch stays there. But I have a couple of other things I have to get up. And we just have to research together what we can get our money back for and stuff like that because it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just totally ridiculous. But there are other ways to save money, but they don't tell us. We have to research it. It's just like the Mr. Coffee. The Mr. Coffee thing that I got, because I'm a reviewer, I got it for way under half price. Okay. So that's why I bought it. Because I said, well, I can have that. And I figured out if I was going to Starbucks, I wasn't going to Starbucks like I was when I was working. But if I was going to Starbucks at least 4 times a month, I'm spending anywhere from, depending on if my granddaughter's with me or not, so I'm spending about $20 to $50 a month. I'm saving that. You just go right in my description box, and it's right there. But I'm saving that when I do that. I am saving that, and I don't care what anybody thinks because it's just as good, if not better. So I'm good. So what you fixing for dinner tomorrow? Yes. I wanna know. My husband came upstairs. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about too, because everybody else does Christmas in July, and I really don't do that. Yeah, I'll tell you about my husband in a minute, but I'm doing Christmas in August. Reason being, I'm going to start by teaching, putting instructions up on everybody for what they need to do to prepare, and then slowly like go into candle making, some quick soap making, things like that for little gifts and stuff like that you want to give people, you know. But yeah, now my husband came in today earlier and said, "Let's go to dinner tomorrow," of which I was really happy because I don't feel like cooking. Okay, because it's so hot. Even though the house is air conditioned, it's hot. And so I said, "Yeah." So we're gonna go. This lady, we were at shopping somewhere, and in where we shop at, they opened up a new Jamaican restaurant, or I want a Caribbean restaurant, not just Jamaican, I think. So I'm going to try that. We're going to try that tomorrow, depending upon how I feel too. And by the way, I'm going to put up in that we're having Tuesday night. We're going back into knitting again. Yeah. I don't eat like I used to. You know what I mean? So we ate, my girlfriend and I, because I hadn't seen her in a long time, came over to my house Wednesday, and we ate a crabby dicks. We have a crabby dicks in this town, and I got a beautiful one of those bowls with rice, cranberries, apples, and chicken. Chicken parts. All seasoned, everything. That loved it. So I said, I'm going to try to make it. As a matter of fact, I bought the chicken strips, I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, because my daughter and I went shopping yesterday. So that's what I was going to make um, tomorrow. But when he said, let's go to dinner, I wasn't going to argue with him. Yeah. And I did. If you look at my recipes, I'm starting every week. I put a recipe on. I'll still probably put a recipe on tomorrow because I'll do it tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night or Monday night for dinner for Monday. But I'm trying to put a recipe on every week. Last week it was from the Sassy Sisters, and it was chicken piccata. It was actually quick chicken piccata. So every week I'm trying to put a new recipe on that's real easy and simple to do. So anyway, I'm thinking, that I'm going to try to do at least one recipe a week and stuff like that because I got a bunch of them. Because I'm like fancying and even more that one part dinner. Because it's just him and I usually, and the two younger great grandchildren. I've never seen anything like this before, but they don't eat, you know, cooked food. Okay, they eat McDonald's and different things like that. Now, I don't like it, but it's none of my business because that's their parents. Okay, I know that my granddaughter cooks for them, so it might be that they eat their mother's food, but they're funny. They pick. Well, the youngest one's she's a picky eater anyway. But if you go on my page again, you'll yeah. They will eat their mother's cooking, but then I don't know. I don't know. It's just a whole fast food generation. It's just fast food. I don't. And what's going to be so sad when they get older? My doctor and I were talking about that, and my doctors are both young. They're both Filipinos, and if you know anything about me, well, I'll tell you that I'm not Filipino. I'm half Portuguese and half black. Well, half Portuguese, half black, Irish, and Jewish. That's what I know. I had my DNA done years ago by one of my friends who was in medical school. So I haven't fooled with it now. But my cousin is half Portuguese, half Filipino, and part black. So she's her father was Filipino, and her father was half Filipino. Let me back up. Two of my aunts married Filipino men. So this particular cousin that was at my birthday party, her father was half Filipino and her mother was Portuguese. So she looks just like my doctors because they're about that big, okay? But they're both really, really, really sharp cookies. And they replaced my doctor because she retired. Now my other doctor was from the Ukraine. Okay, she was a beautiful doctor. I miss her so much, but you know, we talk from time to time. But we were talking about, I said all that to say my two doctors were talking about the younger generation. And I kind of looked at them because I'm like, okay, really? Okay, you guys are about maybe 30 apiece. Okay. And they were talking about how these kids are going to have so many problems by the time they get to be adults because of the fast food that they eat. And they think that this fast food is good. And not to say that I will not eat a McNugget every now and then, because I will. I like the McNugget. But, it's just something that McDonald's has been around for a long time. And it's just something that my mother instilled in me. Your food that you cook that's genuine, that's clean and everything like that is what you need to try to stay with. If you go to restaurants and stuff all the time, especially fast food restaurants, then you're going to get whatever they cook. You don't know what they're putting in it, and it's going to bind you up. Okay, I got that. So I really, and most of the time, like I'll get things like, chicken McNuggets and stuff like that, and I'll make them at home, but they won't eat them. Yes, it is. But again, younger people think that we got something wrong with us. I don't think my granddaughter thinks that, but my granddaughter doesn't even, I don't, well, okay. My granddaughter doesn't, if she'll eat a lot of takeout too. I mean, I realize it's from college and from being in that kind of environment and stuff like that, whatever. But what bothers me is she's a scientist. Okay, so she should be well aware of the effects of fast food and all that other kind of stuff. But hey, like I said, I'm just, you know, and my doctor was telling me that most of the kids that she sees, because she sees kids from 14 up, she said that they already have constriction in their bowels and stuff like that from, eating all their fast food and stuff like that. And my great granddaughter is 14 and she's a runner. She runs track. She needs more vegetables and more fruit. She does drink water. She does drink juice, but she needs more things in order to be able to have those bones and everything like that to be strong. But like I said, they no longer listen to us. It was really sad because I got my best education from the older women in my neighborhood. And the older women in my neighborhood was homogenous because we were Portuguese, and then we had Southern Black. Well, my father died when I was 8 years old, so I was raised by my mother's family. Because my grandmother lived in Mississippi, so my mother wasn't letting me go there. The lady next door, they were from Virginia, okay? The other people, they were from Mississippi because they were friends of my dad's. Okay, the other woman, they were from, I want to say Trinidad. Yeah, they were from Trinidad. We had an homogenous group of people in that little circle. Umbrella Parker was what it was named. And so during this particular time is when everybody, kind of met at somebody's house on Sunday, and they cooked their dinner and stuff like that, and brought food and everything like that, and they would sit around. The women, they would sit around after they had their dinner and stuff like that, send them in home, and then they would sit around and knit and sew and prepare things and stuff like that. So they would be talking about recipes and stuff like that, because one of the things that I liked, they never gossiped. And my mother never allowed that in her house in the first place. But they never gossiped. They were too busy talking about what they were going to do, what they were going to grow, how to fix things, how to sew things, and I'd be sitting right there under them. And one of the women said to me, "Well, don't you want to go and play?" No, I don't want to go and play. I want to listen. So they liked it. But these kids nowadays, I mean, now my youngest granddaughter, when I go down in that room, she's right behind me. So, and I'm really happy about that. But the rest of them, well, this is my great grandchildren. My oldest granddaughter is their mom. And then the next granddaughter, she just turned 20. She's driving and everything like that. So she's, along with her mother, is putting together little recipes and stuff like that, because her father was from Barbados. Okay. And her youngest sister is 17. Her younger sister is up my butt about stuff all the time. And she's allergic to certain things. So she always asks me, okay, what's this and what's that? And I said, well, we read the directions together, or we read, like the package together to see whether she can eat it or not. So she's very vigilant about her food. However, I don't know. I just don't know. But I hope that, things get better, because these kids are amazingly smart and stupid at the same time. So anyway, I'm going to go take my shower, go downstairs and do a couple of things, come upstairs and wash this last load of laundry, and I'm going to get into bed, okay, and rest whatever it is that's wrong with me. I don't even know what's wrong with me. I just don't feel good. Yeah, you enjoy your evening too. Thanks for coming by. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. I love you all. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Hold your family close. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.